Mirror, mirror on the wall, DiJonai Carrington, you are the dirtiest dirtbag of them all. Dirty play, DiJonai Carrington.
DiJonai Carrington's shocking hair pull attack is the moment that could finally end her WNBA career.
Friends might be one of the vicious assaults, I'm gonna call it, DiJonai Carrington might have done on any player. Worse than the eye poke, I feel like this one right here was.
But this is not just about one foul, it's about a dangerous pattern that many believe the league is turning a blind eye to. And with Caitlin Clark, the biggest name in the sport today, already targeted once before, fans are now asking, will it take someone getting seriously injured before the WNBA steps in?
DiJonai Carrington wants to get on her social media and want to claim that she's the victim and that she's not a dirty player. The league has rescinded fouls. Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch of cowards. They're flagrant fouls. They're dirty plays. They're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, DiJonai Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these allegations. You won't.
Because right now, this isn't basketball anymore. It's starting to feel more like the WWE.
You're so dangerous. Zeta.
Only there are no staged outcomes here, and real players are being put at real risk. So what exactly happened, and how did it reach this breaking point? Stay tuned, because what you're about to see could spark the biggest player ban in modern WNBA history.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Clark, guard for the Indiana Fever.
Gets bumped, will take, and hit from 3.
It all started building quietly. DiJonai Carrington has long been known for her tough defense, but recently the conversation has shifted because this is no longer about playing hard, it's about playing dirty. In just the past month, Carrington has racked up 3 official flagrant fouls. And that doesn't even include 2 additional incidents that went uncalled but left players shaken and fans outraged. The latest moment, the one that lit up social media, was her hair pull attack on Sarah Ashley Barker.
Carrington. Whoa!
During a tense third quarter in the Dallas Wings vs. Los Angeles Sparks matchup, Carrington grabbed Barker by her ponytail and yanked her violently to the floor. The arena gasped. The replays were brutal. Yet incredibly, referees called it just a loose ball foul. No flagrant, no technical, no ejection.
Keep this, guys. Check this out right here. Let me know if I'm tripping. Even the announcer had to go, whoa, bro. He was just stunned. Let's watch it again. Watch it again. This is ridiculous. Look at this.
Whoa!
Come on, bro. You can't justify that. You can't justify that. Look at that. That's nasty work, bro. I'm going to just keep it real. That nasty work there, man.
Commentators were stunned. Fans were furious. And the clip exploded online with captions asking the obvious. How is this not an ejection?
So DiJonai Carrington, being the dirtbag that she is, she decides to grab a ponytail's worth of Sarah Ashley Barker's hair. Nice. Yank. Woo. Woo. And then DiJonai Carrington has the audacity to sit there on the floor acting as if she did nothing wrong.
But that was only the latest in a growing list of dangerous plays. Let's rewind. Earlier this season, Carrington delivered a reckless hit on her own teammate, Paige Beakers, leaving coaches and fans breathless. Then came a cheap shot on Jessica Shepard, borderline flagrant, again going unpunished.
Throwing it to Jessica, all right? All right, so pay attention to this. Now in this angle, you see Paige already making a pretty good defensive play right here. She has a hand on the ball. She's good to go. That's a good defensive play. But then you have DiJonai coming from behind with force, all right? This is a reckless chase that. Pushes Shepard and Paige forward, right? Gets the block. Now look at Paige Becker's leg, all right? This is why this is dangerous. This isn't basketball right here, man. This is unhinged upset, frustrated play. That's what this is. All right? That's exactly what this is. Paige's legs are completely from under her. So she's falling straight to her back after you done came in and pushed both of them forward, right? Then not only did she push her forward, she had her hand on the ball, and then she rakes back. Look at that. Bam! Right on the eyes, scraping back.
But perhaps the most disturbing was what happened to Caitlin Clark, the league's brightest rising star. During a recent game, Carrington swiped directly at Clark's eye while she was bringing the ball up the court. The footage is crystal clear. Frame by frame, you can see Carrington's fingers rake across Clark's face. Clark instantly winced, grabbing her eye in visible pain. Carrington later tried to downplay the moment as an accident, but the replays tell a very different story. And the fact that it happened to Caitlin Clark, the player drawing millions of new fans to the WNBA, made it even worse. But it doesn't end there. In her last 5 games alone, Carrington has swiped Caitlin Clark's eye, undercut Skylar Diggins midair, delivered multiple hits to opponents' heads, committed a dangerous hair pull, now viral worldwide.
DiJonai, folks, somebody built a little nice complication. Salute to you, anti of dirtbag DiJonai and all of her glory. Look, we got this. We got the Jessica Shepard eye rake heard across the world. Or, folks, I cringe when I see these plays. We got DiJonai Carrington not having any body control at all, falling all over the floor, scratching the t-shirt. Look at her. She's scratching all over me, ref. She's scratching all over me. She's digging her nails into my arm, referee. What are you doing, buddy? We got this play against Ariel Atkins, a clean play, but DiJonai Carrington just loves doing the whole, I'm going to reach back as far as I can and swat at you. I mean, dirtbag. Are you desperate for a big play, or are you just... You guys get the point. We got the Skylar Diggins, the volleyball spike. I mean, come on. And then we have our most recent hair pull. Look at that, guys. Come on. In what world is this acceptable? Dirtbag DiJonai is going to get somebody hurt.
This isn't coincidence. This is a pattern. And that's exactly why fans and analysts are so outraged. Under league rules, accumulating this many flagrant fouls should result in an automatic suspension. Yet here we are, with Carrington still suiting up as if nothing happened. And it's not just casual fans who are angry. Former players, sports writers, and veteran analysts have all spoken out. One radio caller summed it up best. This isn't hustle. This is someone treating the court like a back alley. But here's where the story gets even more troubling. At the heart of this growing backlash is not just Carrington, it's WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Despite weeks of viral clips mounting fan outrage and clear evidence of dangerous behavior, Engelbert has remained silent. No public statement, no fine, no suspension, nothing. And that silence has become its own scandal. Because if the league won't even protect Caitlin Clark, the player driving record TV ratings and bringing new fans to the sport, what message does that send? Already, posts across Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube are asking the same thing. Is this the example you want for young girls watching the WNBA? How can the league claim to stand for no room for hate when this conduct is allowed to continue? And most damning of all, is player safety just a talking point, or does it actually matter? As video compilations of Carrington's dirtiest plays continue to circulate, the pressure on the league grows by the day. One analyst put it bluntly, either the WNBA acts now, or they risk losing the credibility they've worked so hard to build. And now the tension has reached its peak. This is no longer just about DiJonai Carrington's actions on the court. It's about the WNBA's integrity, and whether the league truly values player safety over protecting its own image. Across the basketball world, the calls are growing louder. Fans, commentators, and former players are united in one message: this can't continue. The idea that a role player like Carrington can repeatedly cross the line, grabbing hair, swiping eyes, undercutting opponents without facing real consequences has become a public relations disaster, and the stakes couldn't be higher. because this isn't just about enforcing rules anymore. It's about protecting the league's biggest stars, starting with Caitlin Clark. Clark has already been targeted once. If something worse happens to her on the court because of the league's inaction, the fallout will be catastrophic. Not just for the WNBA's reputation, but for its future growth. That's why many are now calling for a season-long suspension, or even a permanent ban for Carrington. Harsh? Maybe. But when player safety is on the line, harsh action is sometimes necessary. The WNBA says it stands for fair play, professionalism, and no tolerance for hate or violence. Yet the silence around Carrington's repeated offenses tells a very different story. And here's the bottom line. Every game that passes without real consequences only drives more fans away. People tuned in this season because of the excitement surrounding Caitlin Clark and a new generation of stars. They didn't come to watch a highlight reel of dirty plays. Now, all eyes are on Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Will she finally take a stand and show the league takes its own values seriously? Or will she once again choose silence and image over integrity? Because one thing is clear, if this continues much longer, the real people who will be banned won't be the players. It'll be the fans choosing not to watch. What do you think? Should DiJonai Carrington face a permanent ban? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated as this story develops, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this controversy is far from over.
Excited to get back out there eventually, but yeah.
Caitlin Clark's return is about to shock the WNBA, and it's going to change everything. While she's been out, the Indiana Fever transformed. The league got exposed, and now Caitlin's comeback is near. But this isn't just about one player getting healthy. It's about a team that learned to win without her. It's about a league that couldn't survive without her. And it's about Caitlin coming back stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever.
I've never been a patient person my entire life, so this is definitely testing me a little bit, but I think it's going to be really good for me. And like I said, I've just tried to approach it in the best way I possibly can. You know, I can't change it, and but yeah, I think my patience has definitely grown a lot, and like I said, just trying to grow and learn, and I think I've certainly done that.
But here's the twist no one's talking about. How injured was she, really? And what version of Caitlin Clark are we about to see? Stay tuned, because records could fall. And when she steps back on that court, everything could change. The WNBA without Caitlin Clark, it was exposed fast.
What the hell do we do now? An injured Caitlin Clark saying, good luck now! The basketball goal gets higher and higher. Pressure on people, mainly Angel Reese, under pressure.
When news broke of her quad injury and that she'd miss at least 2 weeks, fans were concerned. But few realized just how clear her impact would become.
That breaking news, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark is out for a minimum of 2 weeks. That's according to ESPN. The former Iowa Hawkeye star is suffering a left quad strain. She missed the Fever's first preseason game against the Mystics on May 3rd due to that injury, but played in the following game against the Brazilian national team. It's unclear right now how she re-aggravated the injury.
Ticket prices tanked. For the Fever's first game without her, seats were going for as low as $3. That's right, cheaper than a small popcorn.
The Indiana Fever's matchup on Friday versus the Sun drew 851,000 viewers, becoming the most viewed WNBA game on ION this season despite Caitlin Clark's absence. So, the Fever, as I expected, don't pull as many views without Caitlin Clark. They don't pull as many views without Caitlin Clark. That is a given. Everybody knows that is a given.
The so-called Caitlin versus Angel Reese rivalry, dead on arrival. Angel delivered one of the most disappointing performances of the season in front of a nearly 20,000-person crowd.
Angel, I'm just going to get straight to it. You shat all over the court tonight. You had more turnovers than field goals made once again. You went 2 for 7 with 3 turnovers and had just 4 points. And you had 5 rebounds to pad your rebound stats. And you were out there trying to stat pad down 30 in the fourth quarter, but you're so trash that you couldn't even do that and managed to score 0 points in garbage time. And tickets were going for $3 tonight. I think you owe everyone a refund for what we witnessed out there. I could have bought a coffee instead of watching whatever the hell that was. Do you have any damn shame, Angel? Thank you.
$3 is actually a fair price because everyone knows without Caitlin Clark, nobody cared about tonight's game. Caitlin Clark runs this league, and we still managed to get clapped up by 30 even without her playing. Thank God she didn't play, or else we might have lost by 50. But I don't sell tickets, I sell victimhood. So the reason we lost tonight is because of racism. Caitlin Clark mocked me when I traveled, and that's very racist. That's why we lost tonight.
And the message was clear. This is Caitlin Clark's league. Meanwhile, the Fever struggled. Their first game without Caitlin ended in a loss to the Mystics.
I just had the miserable task of watching the Indiana Fever play basketball without Caitlin Clark. There were a whole lot of things wrong with this game on the basketball side of things. Obviously, the Indiana Fever's interior defense was horrible. If you watched this game, you saw them give up, I think, over 50 points in the paint. Aaliyah Boston looked like a cone down there. It was literally horrible to watch. I haven't seen a team play that bad interior defense in a long time. They were not even trying. It's like Caitlin Clark wasn't playing out there, and they decided, you know what, since Caitlin Clark isn't playing, we're not even going to try. We know we're going to lose. It was horrible to watch. This is a game you could have won against the youngest team in the league. You're playing against a bunch of rookies out there. This was a winnable game for the Indiana Fever. This team, mind you, with Caitlin Clark, literally lost by 2 to the New York Liberty, which is the championship team last year. And without Caitlin Clark, you look trash out there. And it's not even that they look trash. They are boring to watch. It goes back to the question everybody asks. Why are all these people watching women's basketball?
Then another brutal loss to the Sun, a team that had been winless. Worse, in that game, they lost Sophie Cunningham and Sydney Colson, 2 of Caitlin's key backups. The roster was shredded, and at that point, the season looked at risk of falling apart.
All right, so let's talk about it, man. No Sophie, no Sydney, all right? Now, of course, we lost Sydney first. And, you know, I had some people saying, man, nobody worried about Sydney. But Sydney is a very important player. Okay? She is a very important player. We don't necessarily have too many playmakers.
But that's when something unexpected happened. Ari McDonald, a hardship signing, stepped in and immediately changed the vibe.
8-0 run. The Fever now on an 11-2 advantage. Miscommunication and stolen by McDonald, who races to the other end and finishes.
Well, if that doesn't get your engine going for Ari McDonald, you force the timeout off your defense.
She brought pace, energy, and a much-needed spark. Suddenly, the Fever had life again. They took revenge on the Mystics. And in a rematch against the Chicago Sky, they didn't just win, they obliterated them. A 62-point combined margin across 2 games. And this was all without Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, or their head coach Stephanie White. Kelsey Mitchell rediscovered her scoring touch. Aaliyah Boston continued to dominate inside. Lexi Hull became a lethal shooter from deep, pushing for most improved player consideration. The Fever were growing up fast, and they did it without their superstar. But as the team evolved, a different conversation started swirling. Just how serious was Caitlin's injury? In her public comments, Caitlin said the injury happened during the Liberty game, but she couldn't pinpoint the moment, and fans who had been watching closely weren't buying it. Many believed she had been playing through pain for weeks, looking visibly less explosive in multiple games. Analysts noted she didn't look right in preseason, and her lift and quickness were dulled even before the Liberty game. If true, that changes everything. Because here's the thing. Even at 60 or 70%, Caitlin was still producing highlights, drawing record viewership, and keeping the Fever competitive. Imagine what happens if she's coming back at full strength. And there's another layer. If the Fever knew she was playing through injury and kept putting her on the floor, that's a liability nightmare. We're talking about a player estimated to bring nearly $1 billion in value to the WNBA this season alone.
Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo! And a little point afterwards.
If this was a managed risk that finally forced her out, the team and league had every incentive to be vague about what really happened. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but the conspiracy isn't crazy. In fact, it might be the best news possible, because if Caitlin has finally taken time to fully heal, we might be about to see the best version of her yet. and her mindset during recovery gives even more reason for optimism. While sidelined, Caitlin hasn't disengaged. Far from it. She's throwing herself into film, studying from the bench, and acting almost like a coach.
22 in blue for the Fever. There's Caitlin Clark, who is out with that lower leg.
She openly said she misses practice more than anything, not just games. That love of the grind, it's rare, and it's a warning sign to the rest of the league.
Not a very patient person, no.
How is this kind of testing?
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity to grow, right? Just try to approach it in the best way I can. It's certainly weird. I think at times the hardest part is just not being able to be involved in practice. I love practice. Not a ton of people always enjoy coming to practice every single day, but that's something I really enjoy. I really enjoy coming out here and competing every single day with my teammates. That's probably honestly what I miss most. Obviously, I miss the games. That goes for anybody that's ever hurt, but I love practice. I love getting better.
Even while injured, she's been helping teammates from the sideline, giving insights during timeouts, serving as a bridge between the coaching staff and players. Now combine that leadership growth with a Fever squad that has learned to win without her. And the formula is dangerous. Aari McDonald should remain in the rotation. Mitchell is hot. Boston is a force. Hull's confidence is rising. And into this mix returns a fully healthy Caitlin Clark. The timing couldn't be better. The contrast between the WNBA with Caitlin and without her has never been clearer. The Fever have been battle-tested. The league's dependence on Clark is undeniable. And now, with her comeback imminent, records could fall again. The stage is set. The stakes are high. And the WNBA is about to feel the full force of Caitlin Clark's return. The stage is set. The Fever have proven they can win without Caitlin. The league has proven it can't thrive without her. And now, Caitlin Clark is about to return, stronger, smarter, and with something to prove. Viewership records about to fall again. Ticket prices already surging for games where her comeback is expected. And rival teams. They've had their moment. Now they're about to face a Fever squad that's deeper, more confident, and led by the league's most dangerous player. But here's what should scare the WNBA most. This time away has given Caitlin something new, a coach's mindset, a clear understanding of how to elevate her teammates, and a fire that's only grown stronger while sidelined. If she was drawing millions of viewers and driving the league's narrative at 70%, what happens now that she's rested and ready? The answer is simple. The WNBA is about to change again. And Caitlin Clark is leading the charge. So buckle up, because when she steps back on that court, it won't just be a comeback, it will be a statement. If you're ready to watch Caitlin Clark rewrite the story of this season, hit like, subscribe, and drop a trophy emoji in the comments. The return is coming, and you won't want to miss it.